What an interesting season it was for this guy. That's why we are thrilled on a Monday here on Inside Coverage that Kirk Cousins, quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, is joining us. Kirk, how are you, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, doing well as you can be when you don't make the playoffs. But yeah, hanging in there.
So help me unpack, because I would have to think that the day after you sit back and maybe take a deep breath and reflect on the journey. It was quite a journey. You weren't the starter, then you were the starter, then you're lighting it up on Monday night, and then, the crazy thing about the three-way tie on Sunday, and then obviously coach and GM get let go Sunday night. Have you had a chance to kind of unpack all of it?
Yeah, I don't know that I have yet. I think it's just another reminder of how wild pro football can be. I've lived it so many times. I mean, I think going back a little over 2 years ago when I tore my Achilles to now, there's been a lot of curveballs and a lot of change, and that just kind of continues. And it just feels like, I was told a long time ago in pro football, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and I'm reminded of that time and again. But so here we are again, at the end of a season, and kind of looking forward, not knowing what's next, but just kind of taking it one day at a time, and we'll see where it leads.
So the big Monday night win last week, a lot of people thought that was Raheem Morris's statement. Obviously, it wasn't enough. But I also thought, Kirk, that game and maybe the Bucks game as well, a few weeks prior, those games were your statement. Do you think you made a statement the final month of this season that I should be a guy, whether it's in Atlanta or somewhere else in 2026?
Well, I think it may not be for me to say. It's probably more for the decision makers of teams. They can make those calls as they go evaluate tape and study what they want to do. But I think to have the opportunity, these last few weeks to go out there and play and to do the best you can, put your best foot forward, was I was fortunate to have that opportunity. And then you just kind of know that the hay's in the barn as far as our work is concerned, and now we've got to let it go to the decision makers in the spring as to what they want to do. But was grateful to have that opportunity to go out and play and be with your teammates and try to win as many as you can and have success.
But you have no doubt that you can still do this. You want to keep playing, right? You're going to go till the
Yeah,
wheels
I
come
do.
off.
Yeah, I'd like to keep playing, but we'll see kind of the right opportunity can present itself.
How are you and Matt Ryan? I looked it up, by the way. I don't know if you remember this. Very first time you ever came off the bench as a rookie, Matt Ryan was the other quarterback. You
Yeah,
remember that?
yeah. Matt, that was exactly right. I think it was week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Griff got a concussion. I went in. We scored a touchdown on the first drive or second drive, but didn't play too great after that. Ended up losing. But we've had some good battles over the years, and so he and I have, from a distance, have kind of got to know each other a little bit.
But no conversations, obviously, as of yet.
No, I haven't talked to Matt since I probably saw him during training camp.
If Arthur Blank came to you and said, "Hey, Kirk, what would you like to see in a new head coach?" What would you tell him?
Well, I'd tell him, Mr. Blank, I don't know if it's my call or mine to say. I think that that's what he and the decision makers he puts in place will have to make that call. But certainly you just want a really, in the simplest terms, a leader of men, and when you get that, usually the rest of the things kind of sort themselves out.
Kirk, you're doing this today on behalf of Great Clips. I promise we're going to get to that. But you and I were talking off the air about Myles Garrett and the Browns. And you are, and let's go back to actually 2012, one of the few people that has gone through what the Browns went. And that is a situation where you have a rookie backing up a rookie. RG3
Yeah.
was the starter. You also came in that draft class as well. That's Rex Grossman was there, not to take away from Rex, but he was inactive most weeks. It was a rookie backing up a rookie. What is that like? And I know
Yeah.
you were focused on the Falcons, but watching from afar, could you at all flash back or try to imagine what Dylan Gabriel and Shador were going through?
Yeah, I could say it's a little bit of a flashback. I remember the day I was drafted, my agent told me you'll be inactive all season because they will not go rookie backing up a rookie. That just wouldn't happen. And then Mike Shanahan had enough belief in me as a player where he said, even though this is very unconventional I'm going to do this anyways. And looking back, I mean, that kind of shows Mike Shanahan and kind of his willingness to do what he feels is right, regardless of if it's, the conventional thing. But I'm just so fortunate for having been coached by the people I was with in Washington and the development that took place. And I mean, it's so important when you're a young quarterback to be around the right coaching, to be around the right system. And so when you get that at a young age, it helps and changes your whole trajectory and development. And similar to Griff and I, both those rookies got in and played meaningful snaps their rookie year. And you never know which way it goes, but anytime you can get out there and get that game experience, it makes a difference in your development.
And obviously there were veterans in Cleveland as well. Kenny Pickett initially there, Joe Flacco obviously through week 5 as well. And then Bailey Zappi was the third voice in the room after the Browns decided to go with the 2 rookies. I mentioned you're here on behalf of Great Clips. We saw in the quarterback show on Netflix you and your affinity for Great Clips, and we've seen the commercials as well with you and Jesse Palmer during the CFP. Pretty good actor, by the way. How was sitting there getting your hair cut and smiling for the camera?
I loved it. I was able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, be efficient, film a commercial, and get my hair cut on the same day. But
how many takes? How many haircuts?
Oh, it was easy. It was easy. But I just when I was doing the Netflix thing, they asked me, what are some things you do on a monthly basis that we could film? And I thought about it. I'd take my boys to flag football practice or this or that, but I said, I get my haircut at Great Clips, and it always kind of gets a chuckle in the quarterback room when I come in the next day because they think I go to some high-end salon. And I said, no, just go to Great Clips. You don't need anything more than that. And it's so easy. I tell them how I would leave work and I just go right on the website and check the wait time. And, it says 0 minutes. So I know I can go fast. I type my name in and go, and makes it really easy. So, and then I travel a lot in the off season. I'm in Orlando in the winter, Michigan in the summer. And then you got your NFL city, and I've changed NFL teams. And so having a person cut your hair is just unrealistic with the transient life I'm living. So Great Clips became the place where I know I can kind of get consistency no matter where I am in the country. So I'm pretty loyal to Great Clips, and that kind of led to me being able to partner with this and help with the college football playoff promotional. And so they now have a $9.99 haircut coupon that you can get at greatclips.com/football that they're running until January 16th around the college football playoffs. So just want to get the word out about, just like me, go get your haircut at Great Clips, do it with a great coupon. And I think you'll be glad you did.
And there's the whole "you like that" thing there as well. Is there ever, okay, just be honest, is there ever a point where you don't like the "you like that" anymore? Where you're eating dinner with your family and somebody screams it from across a restaurant?
Oh yeah, airports for sure. I've accepted the fact that it's not going anywhere. It's funny because as you change fan bases, like that goes with you. So even though I'm not still playing with the Commanders, it still follows me as if it's with the team I'm with. But even opposing fans say it. I don't know if they mean it like in a derogatory way, but I hear it from opposing fans. I hear it from our own fans. It's just, I guess it's a phrase that can go a lot of different ways, but it's not going anywhere. I feel it's here to stay.
Do your kids use it?
My boys are 8 and 6, and I've always, enjoyed them getting more plugged into football and more understanding of pro football and all that's going on. And I don't know that they've really caught on to that yet. They weren't alive when it happened. So I may have to kind of get that to be the next thing that they pick up on.
Yeah. And keep it going. Keep that train
Next
going.
Generation.
You're doing it here. Yeah, exactly. With Great Clips and Jesse Palmer, where you always get your hair cut. Kirk, we appreciate your time. Best of luck, whatever the offseason brings. And can't wait to see where you land and where you're slinging it in 2026.
For sure. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you having me on.